At least 9 dead, dozens hurt in shooting in British Columbia. At least 9 people were killed and many others injured after a shooting at a high school and a nearby residence in northeastern British Columbia on Tuesday afternoon. Authorities say 6 victims were found inside Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, marking the deadliest school shooting in Canada in decades. A 7th victim died while being transported to the hospital. 2 additional bodies were discovered at a home in the small town of roughly 2,400 residents. Police reported that the suspected shooter was also found dead inside the school from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators have not yet released the suspect's identity. Prime Minister Mark Carney expressed condolences to the community, saying the entire country is grieving alongside the people of Tumbler Ridge. Mass shootings are relatively uncommon in Canada, which has significantly stricter firearm regulations than the United States. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, confirmed that at least 9 people were killed at the high school and another location in town. Authorities identified a woman as the suspected attacker. She was later found deceased from what police described as a self-inflicted injury. Prime Minister Carney canceled his scheduled trip to Europe following the tragedy. He called the attack devastating and horrific. British Columbia Premier David Eby described the shooting as an unimaginable tragedy and pledged full support and resources for the affected community. Darian Quist, a 12th grade student at the school, told CBC Radio that he and classmates barricaded themselves inside classrooms for more than 2 hours until officers escorted them out. Local journalist Trent Ernst, who began live streaming during the police response, said residents are struggling with a deep sense of shock and a loss of security. Canada's deadliest mass killings. Although such events are rare, Canada has experienced several major mass casualty incidents in recent decades. April 2025, 11 people were killed and dozens injured when a man drove an SUV into a crowd at a Filipino cultural festival in Vancouver. September 2022, a stabbing rampage across multiple locations in Saskatchewan left 10 people dead and 18 injured. April 2020, a gunman in Nova Scotia killed at least 16 people while posing at times as a police officer. July 2018, a shooter in Toronto killed 2 people and wounded 13. January 2016, a student killed 4 people, including 2 relatives, in Saskatchewan before injuring 7 others at a high school. April 2014, 5 people were fatally stabbed at a house party in Calgary. December 2014, 8 people were killed in a domestic-related shooting in Edmonton. June 2014, 3 RCMP officers were killed in New Brunswick. March 2005, 4 RCMP officers were shot and killed in Alberta. April 1999, 4 transit employees were killed in Ottawa by a former co-worker. April 1996, 9 family members were killed at a wedding gathering in British Columbia. December 1989, 14 women were murdered at Montreal's École Polytechnique in an attack that profoundly shaped Canada's national conversation on gun control and violence against women. School shootings in Canada remain uncommon. While school shootings occur frequently in the United States, they are far less common in Canada, partly due to stricter gun laws. Excluding the Tumbler Ridge incident, 6 fatal school shootings have taken place in Canada since the 1989 École Polytechnique massacre. That attack was particularly significant because the gunman specifically targeted women, separating male and female students before killing 14 women. The tragedy sparked nationwide debate about gun laws and gender-based violence, years before the Columbine High School shooting in the U.S. The most recent major school shooting prior to this week occurred in 2016 at a high school in Saskatchewan, where 4 people were killed and 7 others injured. Prime Minister Carney has postponed his planned trip to the Munich Security Conference in Germany following the shooting. His office confirmed he will remain in Canada for the time being.